So that led me to say I want to understand women and femininity and how we might balance. And so that led me to a teacher who was really important in my world, and she was a queen of a woman. So this woman clued me into a lot of different kinds of wisdom, different kinds of knowledge, and one of them in particular was a shamanic body of knowledge that came out of a group that called themselves the Deer Tribe Métis Medicine Society, that came out of a group known as the Twisted Hairs, and Don Juan from Castaneda's books was a twisted hair. So, and this was a group who been gathering knowledge from around, well, the planet, perhaps the universe, in every way possible since long before Jesus was said to have appeared. So I've been given access to a fair amount of knowledge that's been really important to me about that. It's really good, practical, and interesting, and fascinating, and important stuff on how do we live, how do we treat ourselves, how, what's our relationship to all the everything that's here on Earth, the minerals, the plants, the air, all that. So shamanic, Native American shamanic information has been a really big part of it for me, and some of the Celtic pagan spirituality has been good for me. And all of those have aspects that relate to drumming. They all have drumming traditions that are intertwined with what they do. So I'm really interested in African drumming the most, but I'm interested in Native American shamanic drumming and Celtic style drumming and their sort of celebrations and that.
What is it about the African style drumming? Because you've mentioned it a couple of times, so obviously there's a strong pull. What is that?
Yeah, well, what I notice is that, or what I understand is that the Africans, the West Africans particularly, in a tribe known as the Malinke, the Mande, the Mandingo, that came from the sub-Saharan area of Guinea, Mali, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast, those countries, they took to drumming a long time ago. Archaeologists seem to have drums in the shape of a djembe that were wooden for somewhere like 1400 BC, and other drum shapes surely preceded that by a long time. So they've literally had many centuries of drumming where it was really important to their culture. They didn't have other things for entertainment. When they drummed and they had stringed instruments and wooden things that they hit and shaking devices, when they got it was a way the community came together to celebrate, and they've been at it for a long, long, long time. So as a result, there's this great body of knowledge about drumming, and it basically, a lot of it's just like a lot of rhythm patterns that make you feel good, that make you want to dance, that affect you. And they've gotten more and more complex with it, where they interact. They realize we can play all 8 of these patterns together at the same time, and it makes this amazing energetic cacophony of sound. And then over top of that, a lead player will come out and play something on top of it that works specifically with a dancer or a group of dancers. So the African music has a lot of really basic stuff that they have learned over centuries, just that it's been going so long. They have so many lessons to teach, and there are a lot of great teachers who really have kept the traditions and are giving them away around the world. And so I think that's it. They make me want to dance more than anything else, the rhythms I hear from these Malinke rhythms.
So when people get together and they're drumming, is it possible to enter into the idea of one mind when you're drumming?
I'm not sure I know exactly what you mean, but I'll tell you something about my experience. There's a thing I call the magic place that I notice, that when you get to a place where you're drumming, you get into the flow, your focus goes a little bit soft, where you're not looking at somebody or something specifically. You're in a flow experience. And when your body knows how to drum, which they basically all do, but when you trust that and you can really let yourself go and get in the rhythm, and you got this rhythmic, repetitive flow going, something the Sufis have taught us, just a repetitive motion back and forth with rhythm can really trance you out and get you and you can get deep mystical experiences as a result. Native American shamanic drumming, same kind of thing. With a group of people, and for me, when I get to a place where there's not anything that's interruptive of that, if everybody can basically play in time, they agree, this is our tempo, and you're all together, there's a kind of a magical connection, an energetic thing. I wish I could really see it with my eyes, so I have to sort of imagine it. But I think of it as like we all kind of get on this magic carpet, almost this energetic magic carpet, and we all get connected through our chakra and energetic systems. And I've noticed that when I can let that happen, that it's like something does kind of open up. It's almost like in that the movie in the Matrix, where when they poof, they're now in this complete white space. It's kind of like that. You get into this open kind of a space, and it's like you can really hear everything from every direction, and anyway, that's a little description of it. So yeah, there is a magic place. There's a place you can get to through drumming. There's West African teachers, for instance, talk about this, where they will play with dancers and other drummers, and it's just like you don't have to think. You just know when you're stopping. You automatically change. Like some of the rhythms we play, the love drums will have 6 or 8 patterns that play. And when I play with people who know them all, we see how they complement each other. So I'll be playing, say, the first djembe accompaniment, and he'll be playing the second djembe accompaniment, and we both just kind of know automatically, without looking, without thinking, when we switch parts, or when we both go to the third part, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a mystical experience.
Yeah. It's really delightful. It really feels like, you're dancing with people, and it's just easy and natural and fun. And yeah.
So what is your vision for the love drums? 'Cause you're obviously very passionate about it, and you've been doing it for a while. So do you have a mission? Do you have a purpose for the love drums to expand into something greater than you?
Well, there are a few facets to the love drums, which I can tell you about. And your question kind of relates to, just one, how do we live? On the one hand, you can try to, write down exactly what you want, visualize it, be real specific. I want this person who's like that, or this car, or live in this kind of a place or community. And you can get real specific, and there can be benefits, and that can be powerful manifestation tool. I heard a couple of years ago a Buddhist master talk about, I don't try to do that because, what spirit surprises me with is typically way more fascinating and interesting. I don't have to. It just happens. So I'm in a place where I kind of experiment with both, where I want to really direct my energy and what I want to manifest, and also to really be in the flow. I've been in a place where I've been very focused about what I wanted to do, and I'm kind of finding myself more experimenting with, let's just be in the flow and see what happens. People say, you want to come and do this? I just say yes. I just kind of feel, I feel a yes, I just go and do it, and you see what happens. People show up, connections are made. So there's that aspect of, am I going to direct it all, or am I going to be in the flow and let, So I also think, we do have this concept that we have 2 minds, a higher self and our lower self, or our ego, our Shida and our Hokshita, to use Native American terminology. And so what I try to do is invite and embody my highest self, my Hokshita, at all times. Although we notice that occasionally, enough stress gets on you, and you'll find yourself doing old patterns that weren't so helpful.